the cycle of vrittis and samskaras rotates, the wheel of vrittis and samskaras rotates day and night. What does it mean? Notice our thoughts. If you notice carefully, if you introspect, you will see we are not really thinking them. They bubble up from inside somewhere. And then we put them into action. It is bubbling up from inside, and then it takes possession of us. Then you make it a conscious thought, then you say something and do something. Mind, speech, action. Kaya mano vakya. Kaya means body, mano means mind, vakya means speech. So before anything, the thought bubbles up, becomes a conscious thought, transformed into speech. I say something, I do something. Now, here is the thing. So what can meditation do? These thoughts which are bubbling up from inside, they are from our tendencies. Where are they? Why do particular thoughts come up, particular desires, or particular patterns of thinking? Maybe some people say, I get very depressed. So patterns of thinking, why? The reason is that we have samskaras, tendencies inherited from our past years and past lives. Conditioning is there. And that comes up. That's what bubbles up. And often it is called forth by external circumstances. Now, as it bubbles up, there is a window of opportunity where the tendency as it comes to the surface, and before it becomes an expressed thought at the surface of the mind, before that, there is a point where you can assent to it, you can say yes, or you can say no. That window is very, very small, and we miss it all the time. We mostly function on default. Whatever is bubbling up from inside, that takes control. Some of us, we try to exercise willpower, but willpower doesn't usually work. Why? You may control it once, next time it's more powerful. Control it once and fail twice. That's mostly the case of willpower with most people. Why does it fail? It fails because already it has become an expressed thought at the level of the mind. Then there's a lot of psychic energy in it. So if you try to stop it and push it back down, it takes a lot of psychic energy, a lot of willpower to do that. And no wonder that we sometimes succeed, sometimes fail. What meditation does is, it makes you aware that before it has become expressed at the surface of the mind, when it bubbles up from the seed from unknown depths, you have a moment, a tiny window of conscious choice. Do I allow this? Is it positive? Is it according to my goals in life? Is it helpful to me? Or is it negative? It's going to take me in a wrong direction. So at that moment, you have a choice. It comes from what is called samskara, inherent tendencies. And when it comes to the surface of the mind, it becomes what is called vritti. Vritti means thought. From samskara to vritti. And then action. I say something, do something. And if you entertain the vritti in the mind, that vritti then subsides, but it doesn't disappear. It goes back and strengthens that samskara. So there is a cycle. Samskara vritti chakra avartamanam, rotating. When? Day and night, throughout conscious life. Even in dream, it rotates. Now, what the meditator does, the Raja Yogi, is as in that conscious, that instant, the window of opportunity, as the vritti is forming, before it is powerful, before you have invested psychic energy in it, the yogi can actually see this and substitute, instead of giving the default version, substitute. Angry reaction, say an insulting word. No, calm, let it go. Now when it forms, the mind will be a peaceful thought. Let it go. So he has done that at the seed state. Now another thing happens. The same psychology works, that let it go, peaceful reaction to an irritating circumstance comes and makes it a vritti and holds on to that vritti, transforms that into action. That vritti will go down back into the subconscious. And that will become a samskara over time. And that thing rotates. As that rotates, our samskaras also change. What he calls transformation. Our desires, we'll find After some time, the yogi notices the vrittis which are forming, the samskaras which are bubbling up, they're all positive. They're all nice. They're all helpful. They're spiritual. What you think you should do, now you want to do that. The conflict is, I have decided I want to be a yogi, and so I have got certain things I want to do. That these are things which I should do. But the things bubbling up from inside me are contrary. I want to do that, I should do this immediately. This is conflict. That's at the beginning. The yogi transforms this so that what I want, what I should do is also what I want to do. Then the thing becomes easy.